chess approach. C3, knight f5, and b4. And after knight e7, e4 was played by Mataiga. And now this is how he's thinking. Okay, he has gone back to being worse in this position.
Maybe you shouldn't have started with the h4.
H4. Okay, if that is not punished, we don't know how to play chess. Let's see what happens anyway. Okay, so we've just seen that. It's all about McLeod to find the conversion way. And Njoroge versus Omolo Kenneth. Let's see how this guy is battling. So the game started after that. Knight takes, knight b to d7, knight to f3, bishop e7, knight g3. After c5, c3. Njoroge Martin is still thinking.
This looks like a game we've just seen. Was it Akinazuri's game that looked similar to this setup?
Yeah, it looks similar to this setup because there was c5, but that started off as a French defense. This started with d4.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, transposed into the French defense later on, but it became a French defense with bishop, knight takes, knight b d7. Yeah. So the classical variation of the French defense, but after c3 now we don't know what's happening. Let's look at that Zuri game. Zuri versus Madelta. Yeah, this started off as a pure French. e4, e6, d4, d5, knight d2, the Tarrasch defense, knight f3, knight g3, bishop d3 followed by c5 as striking the center, c3, castles, bishop e3, queen c7, queen c2, b6 trying to fianchetto the light squared bishop, knight g5, attacking on h7, h6 was played, h4. Okay. After h4, what do you think? Should you capture that knight?
Well, I don't think capture really. No.
So capturing, I think, loses on the spot.
Yeah, because no, you don't capture.
Yeah, you lose. You lose. You're down a piece, and white has the advantage. How do you move this knight away? Because the computer claims you have to play rook e8.
If you move that knight now, you are in serious. Let's say you move it where, just check.
Let's just play this.
Check.
It's actually checkmate in 3.
Yeah, and then bishop and then queen check.
And that's a checkmate. Wow. So you cannot capture that. So after h4...
It looks similar to the fish hook, yeah?
Yeah, fishing pool something. Fish pool trap.
Yes.
So bishop b7 was played and okay, the players are... Zuri is now thinking, but apparently black is slightly better in this position.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of, okay, other than capturing that knight, probably maybe this knight is kind of misplaced on g5 because black is better according to this evaluation. That's the best way to explain this. Because, okay, black just ignored you and continues development. Attacks on g2. Okay, it's not a pawn you want to capture, but just putting pressure on this diagonal is always good.
I think maybe now they can think of ideas like knight e4.
Okay, would I castle? I'm thinking about castling. I mean, capturing that pawn should be risky for you. You want to open up the g file for me?
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's...
Okay, it's pliable, but you're giving too much counterplay to white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they already was. I don't think... Just keep it simple.
So, Zuri is in this position, probably contemplating on whether to castle queenside. You can also castle kingside, probably. But this looks really bad. So, do you remember me before? Thank you.
Knight here, just...
Yeah, and also as black, you don't want to capture this knight.
Yeah, you don't, because that'll just lose.
Okay, so let's wait for the players to see to do anything. Any other swing we see on the board? Also, there's development on the Robert McLeod versus Jadon Simeo game. After knight e5 and knight takes e5, rook takes e5, Jadon goes for g4. And McLeod just needs to convert this position.
Yes, it's getting worse by the minute.
Yeah, it's getting worse every time. My Tigers game still balanced. Nothing dramatic happening after e4, just trying to break down the center because white's king is still in the center of the board. This pawn push, it's hard to tell whether it was a strength or a weakness because now black did not castle kingside.
Yeah. If black castled kingside, I think it would be good. But now, where is white castling?
Yeah, you've pushed pawns in front of your king
Everywhere.
and in front of your queen side. And on the king side, you have this h pawn, which is a weak. So if you decide to castle now, you lose that pawn, and you're getting attacked by the g file, g or h files.
So I feel like castling.
So you won't want to castle.
Oh, you do. Oh, yeah. By the way,
You don't want to castle because if you castle king side, there's a lot of faults here. You'd want this pawn to be on h2. On the other side, if you wanted to castle queen side, then how are you attacking that black king as counterplay?
Yeah, but now the center is gonna open because you see they're attacking your knight, they're attacking your pawn.
Okay.
It's either you pick the pawn or you move your knight because that center is gonna break.
Yeah, so knight d4 probably is a move. Let's see. The computer actually wants to play b5.
Maybe as wait, what? Oh.
As a counter attack. So if you pick if you pick my knight, I pick yours.
No, I'm thinking pick the pawn.
You pick the pawn, I pick your queen with check.
Oh, it's
yeah. So that would be a terrible blunder.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought after you pick my queen and I queen, but it's check. That's the problem.
The other one is a check, and then I move my rook, and you're not queening anymore.
You're not, yeah.
And if you decide to go to this other direction, so let's say after b5 you pick this, and I pick this, and you decide to go to this direction. Oh, I still pick with check. It doesn't matter.
I think that pick with check is the main factor.
Yeah. Joyce is still much better against Julie. Julie might be sleeping here. So let's see what happens. So knight takes before bishop b1, queen b1, rook e1.
Yeah, they played
bishop c5, queen c2, castles, bishop g3, knight to e7 by Joyce, probably trying to reroute this knight either to g6 or controlling these squares. Julie has to pull a miracle out of this to survive. First of all, to survive, not even to win, to survive.
Yeah.
You're down a pawn, and if pieces keep trading off, you're worse. The pawn will be enough to win the game.
And then just to make it even worse, you see there are pawn up, and if you just compare the pieces, look at this knight. This knight is coming somewhere. Just look at where this knight is. This knight is controlling squares. Look at this bishop. The bishop isn't that bad, but compare these two dark square bishops. Look, this you can say it's on an open file, but it's doing nothing. It's nothing. There's nothing.
It's firing on nothing. So on this diagonal.
Yeah,
and also
this
one is attacking on f2. So this one is playing more of a defensive role than an attacking role.
Yeah, because now you're down a piece, you're down a pawn, now you are defending. I don't think this one is hard.
Yeah, this is just hard to play for black, and not to mention you're still down a pawn. So
yeah.
Madelta Glenda versus Zuri. What happened? Okay, so black still better. Castles, nothing has happened. Any other game you think could be interesting to watch at the moment?
Maybe Kyle's game.
So Kyle's game.
Yeah. White just has a small advantage.
Yeah. So this started off as after knight f6 we left after knight f6 and the e takes on f6. Castles was played by Boera. Castles king side. Bishop e6, rook e1, knight to d7, c4 attacking on after c4 knight b6 attacking on c4. Queen c2 was played by Kyle. Queen d7, bishop e3, rook to c8, a4. So a4 I think with the goal to just drive away this knight, which is exerting some pressure on c4. So there's a clear threat of just pushing this pawn and expanding on the queen side, probably. Not immediately, of course, because sometimes you might have to worry about this diagonal opening up with f5. But the drawback of f5 is that it also locks down this bishop.
Yeah. Now your bishop is just biting on
and your bishop has to find a way to get back into the game. So So knight a8 by Boera. Wow, that's a sad move to make. Okay, Kyle just proceeds with a5, knight to c7, b4, and okay, Boera is still thinking on what to do with this position. Kyle has enough space on the queen side, which means this is where he's just going to play on. On the other hand, Boera has to try and find a way to break the structure and make them weaknesses so he can start attacking them. The king side attack, I don't see that. That's very unlikely. Do you think things might happen on h3 square?
Like there's very little chance of attack there.
Okay. So Boera went.
Maybe if just white becomes greedy and tries pushing these pawns, I don't think there's an attack on h3.
Yeah, and you don't have enough pieces to checkmate the white king.
Yeah.
So it's still a tough way, but still Kyle has to break through. In as much as you have all this space advantage on the queen side, you still have to make a way to win this position. Go Hill Mehol versus Irungu Brian. Let's see what happened. So as we had seen, after queen d6, knight e2, a5 was played. Castles. Okay, just a second. Castles were played before, as we discussed. Irungu took once, and after knight takes, went back to b1 with the bishop. And after bishop a6, rook e1. Now Mehul is thinking, but according to the computer, this is just a much better version for white to play. I guess it's because now once the knight lands here, it's more strong. It's considered to be stronger, probably. Yeah. It's exerting a lot of pressure in this center, and it's always hard to come up with a plan if you're playing with the black pieces.
Yeah.
So that's Irungu versus Mehul. Okay, nothing has happened. So McLeod has found a way to get his rook to the second rank. So after g4, bishop to f4, rook e5, rook e4, bishop takes on c7, and rook all the way to d2. So McLeod gave up the c pawn to get a rook down to.
That pawn was bad, because now what do you do after?
But what do you do even without picking it? What would you do?
Maybe just bishop.
Bishop g4, can't I just move my rook somewhere?
Or we just attack the bishop again?
Yeah, I might just go up one square. No, you can't. Or you can even go f6. Just go f6. Yeah. And this bishop cannot keep defending this diagonal. If he has to defend that diagonal, you have to play something like bishop back to. So after f6, you have to play something like bishop c1 if you don't want any rooks to infiltrate. But now how are you getting this rook into the game?
It's just bad.
So Jadon is just suffering. So that happened. Bishop c7 was played, rook to d2, and McLeod is of course threatening to just come and eat everybody. So the immediate threat is rook takes on f2.
Yeah.
And it's hard to first of all bury that threat. You have to play something like bishop to g3, and this other rook comes in.
Hey, this is a difficult one.
This is very difficult for Jadon to play this position. Okay, you might have bishop c4 though.
And look at the time, the views.
The time situation 108 by Jadon 117. So Robert has not been spending a lot of time because he has easier play out of the position. Howie stabilized? Yeah, I think Howie has stabilized somehow. No, it's still better for black, but something happened. So after e4, b5 was found by Howie. Knight to a4, knight to d4, and now bishop takes a trade on e2 occurred, and Mataiga still needs to find a way to break through. Howie has a lot of weaknesses. There's a weakness on a4. There's weaknesses all over on the queen side. If he decides to castle queen side, moves like c6, how are you surviving this position if you are on the white side?
I don't even know why he started with h4. If he just started with a good move, by the way, here maybe it would be drawn or white was winning. I think, what do we do here? I think if you can get a way to lock the center, which is...
You have to lock the center to make the position playable.
But it's basically because they're going to pick.
And you also have to find a way to trade queens so that you are not attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So right now there's even threats like knight here to reroute to c5 and force you to pick on d3. on e4? Because once I attack on d3, you might be forced to pick on on e4. Somehow,
but
if
now I think knight here helps it because this knight is not coming here.
Knight where?
'Cause
Oh,
even
there's a knight on d4, yeah. But can't I just drive you away? Okay, I might be opening up lines, so I might not want to weaken my position. Anyway, let's see what happens on the... You can play? Just let me just go back. No, that's another game. It was Howie versus Mataiga.
You can knight here.
So trade the knight on d4.
Trade that knight because that's like the only saving grace for them. Because after that, the knight goes out. Huh? I think it's just easy.
You remove their active piece.
Yeah, that's the only active piece in the position. If that knight goes away, black is losing.
And what's the plan with this bishop? How would you develop this bishop?
I think maybe after I've traded off this knight and then knight here.
Knight to d3 to c5.
Yeah.
So once this trade happens.
And then, so now they're forced to pick.
Yeah.
And then you pick back. Maybe
the bishop will maybe find itself on somewhere like d6.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay, trade has happened on d3. I don't like that move. Why would you do that? Queen takes and... Okay, Mataiga is now thinking, but I don't like this trade. It looks like it continues to help white. Okay, of course the computer still disagrees with me. Computer thinks you need to go knight e4 in order to maintain your edge. And after knight e2, knight d2, sorry. Knight b to d2. Knight takes on d2, queen takes on d2, bishop c5. Okay, it's still a tough position to play if you're on the white side. Because you cannot make a decision on whether to castle queen side. Of course, castling king side looks like it's just not an idea right now.
Yeah. But now if the pieces go, if you can trade pieces.
If you can trade a lot of pieces, it's better, but I don't think black would allow you.
Everyone here is tough.
Yeah.
So playing the h4.
H4 move on. Okay, it's allowed though. You can always do that.
But
okay, there's a tactic that has been found by Robert. So after rook d2, bishop g3 was played and bishop takes. If you take, I go rook f4.
Oh yeah.
So okay, Jadon is going to lose this game. The threat is just after rook takes, I go rook f4. I'm grabbing on f2. I have 2 pigs on the second rank. You're not surviving this against the former world champion. Not former Kenyan champion, sorry. Not world champion.
Yeah, this one.
This is just, okay, lost. So bishop f2, let's see what he does. The time situation is 1 hour and 15 minutes for Robert, 1 hour and 6 minutes for Jadon, but the position is now lost. I would say, I would go ahead, not to say even better, but completely lost. Omolo Kenneth versus Martin Njoroge. So let's see what happened. So c5, c3 was played, bishop e2, b5 was played, bishop b7, a5, b4, a4, b4. The expansion of the queen side, are they weaknesses or is it a way to kind of attack white on the queen side?
I think it's fine. It's not a bad move.
What would you play if you were white? I'm considering a move like a4, not to allow a5, not to allow black to play a5 himself.
Okay, yeah, that's.
And then try to target these 2 pawns in one way or another.
Maybe can you pick first?
I can see a4, a5 is the third best move.
Yeah, it's
the best move is to go cb4. But the evaluation doesn't change a lot. It's 0.1, this one is 0.2.
This is just a draw game.
It's an equal position you can play, but once you prevent black from executing a5, it's always it's much easier to play with this kind of tension, because anytime black takes, one of the pawns becomes weak. So if you take here, I might take with the pawn and this pawn becomes weak and I might start targeting it. That is for Njoroge versus Omolo. Mehul is now, okay, Irungu is much better, which means Mehul has made a terrible mistake or something. Let's see what happened. So we left it after knight takes and bishop b1. Bishop e6 was played, rook e1, rook to c8, knight f4, and queen to c7. Queen c7 is a mistake, a very big mistake. Why do you think so?
A queen?
Queen to c7.
It's saying knight times e6.
Knight takes on e6.
No,
If you pick it, I guess it has something to do with that, and you're not feeling happy. If king d8, okay, knight g5, threatening to go to f7. Let's say we prevent that from happening.
and then I pick your pawn.
Oh, that's a checkmate. Wow, there's even a bigger threat. Not just knight f7, but knight to e6. To prevent it, you have to go queen b6. I go rook takes a5, trying to deflect your queen. Knight f8.
Can you just pick the bishop?
Yeah. Followed by taking on b4. No. Knight to f7. Check. But what's the main logic?
Just saying
You
knight.
pick the other rook on the other side. Okay. So
No,
every tactic here works in favor of white. Knight takes on e6 is the best move. There's also knight to g6. You can just play knight g6 instead. And this is still fine for white, because after takes I take with the bishop. Okay. You're not allowed to get into the file.
That's no.
Yeah. So you have to go probably into
the
knight g5. So if you take, I take with check. Actually, it's checkmate. Or you have to play knight f6 and lose a lot of material before getting checkmated. So a lot is happening in the position right now, but everything looks like Mehul is losing this game.
Yeah. Is Mehul making it to the team?
No, he's not making it. The open section, the top 5 has been decided. The order might change, but no, none of the players from number 6 going down will make it. Will make any breakthrough. The points are too. Okay, let me just open the results for you to see. Open section. So the top 5 have 5.5 points, right?
Yeah. Oh, so
if you are on 4.5 and you win your game, you get to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't put you anywhere close to making it to top 5. The top 5 has been sealed. The order will just change. The order between them. If Robert beats Jadon, probably goes to 6 points. No, he goes to 7 points, and 7 points might get him second or third position, depending on the.
Is it okay?
Just give me a second.
Okay. So I think you can see the other games. Let's see the ladies. Who's win? Okay, we can start with Nicole Albright versus WCM Elizabeth Cassidy. Okay, so where did we leave it? This is just normal openings. Oh yeah, remember we left some around here. Queen picks. Okay, so they defended the pawn with the a3 push. Castle. So it's a drawn, even though white has some bad construction on the king side. Okay, so they're just. Oh, it's. Now they played knight e7. I guess white was just trying to activate their king, maybe, because if black activates their king earlier, this pawn is weak. Just every white has a worse pawn structure, so maybe just the king. The king out is okay. Yeah, what can they play? Bishop c4, let's see. Yeah, I think it just joins these pawns. No, I don't think we can't really attack them. G5, it's saying G5. Rook F1, okay. I wouldn't pick. So now if you pick, I think this just makes it, yeah, right, slightly better. Okay, so that's okay. Each other, we can see Madelta versus Zuri. I'm saying Madelta is much better. Let's see. Sorry. Let's see. Why is it not going? Just a normal French. Okay. Just a normal French. We didn't leave it here, did we? Yeah, all this happened. And don't pick the knight. Picking the knight is bad. So if